भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिति नामिने नमाचार्यपदाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरकथा धामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. It's wonderful to be in all of your association. Hare Krishna. So today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, verses 10 to 12. So I request someone to please read verse 10.
Hare Krishna Mataji, are you sharing the screen, Mataji? We are not able to see. That is why, Mataji.
I'm not sharing.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Chandana Mataji, can you please share, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. I need one.
Volunteers, raise your hands for reading, Mataji's and Prabhuji's. Hare Krishna.
I'd just like only the verse and the translation to be read, please.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Vasudha Mataji, you can read the shloka. Shobha Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. अथ यजता यज्ञेशं क्रतुभिर्भूरि दक्षिणैः द्रव्यक्रिया देवतानां कर्म फलप्रदम्. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji's and Prabhuji's. Translation and purport by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. As long as he remained at home, Durva Maharaja performed many great ceremonial sacrifices in order to please the enjoyer of all sacrifices, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prescribed ceremonial sacrifices are especially meant to please Lord Vishnu, who is the objective of all such sacrifices and who awards the resultant benedictions. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavats.
Thank you so much. So this chapter is entitled How Dhruva Maharaj Returns Back Home, Back to Godhead. He goes back to the spiritual world. And in this verse, Srila Prabhupada, in the purport, he is especially stressing on a fact of the prescribed duties for a Kshatriya. Srila Prabhupada is saying that Dhruva Maharaj, he's on the platform of a pure devotee. He doesn't need to follow the rules and regulations that are prescribed for a Kshatriya, but Dhruva Maharaj is following it because he wants to set an example for everyone else to follow. So, because Dhruva Maharaj, he was such a great devotee, and Srila Prabhupada says that he had nothing to do with these sacrifices, but to set an example. Srila Prabhupada saying that to set an example, he was following, and he was performing so many sacrifices. He was following the rules and the regulations and the prescribed duties of a Kshatriya. So that's the main thing here in text 10. Can we move on to text 11, please?
Srimati Shamapriya Devi Das Mataji, you can read the shloka. Barnali Sen Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Which shloka is it?
Yeah, please read the words
Yes,
and then the translation.
Ji, translation or shloka? Hare Krishna.
Shloka Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah. Sarvatmyamanyachute sarve सर्वे तीव्रौकं बुद्धिमुद्दाहन् ददर्शात्मनि भूतेषु तमेवावस्थितं विभुम्. Hey Krishna Mataji pranams.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat pranams. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Dhruva Maharaja rendered devotional service unto the Supreme, the reservoir of everything, with unrelenting force. While carrying out his devotional service to the Lord, he could see that everything is situated in him only, and that he is situated in all living entities. The Lord is called Achyuta because he never fails in his prime duty to give protection to his devotees. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. So here Srila Prabhupada explains that Dhruva Maharaj, he was a perfect Kshatriya. He was following the rules and regulations, which he did not really have to follow, but he followed it because he wanted to set an example. But not only did Dhruva Maharaj do that, follow the rules and regulations of a Kshatriya, but he also carried out his transcendental occupation, Srila Prabhupada says, of engaging in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. So this is, whether one is a Kshatriya, Vaishya, Brahmana, Shudra, whatever position they may be in, that in order for them to, render transcendental service is not bound by these four, varnas of life. So that's a very important lesson that we learn here in this particular verse. And Srila Prabhupada says that ordinary people, they cannot understand, that how the Supreme Lord is present in everyone's heart. But because a devotee of the Lord, he sees everyone, as directly, he not only sees them as the representative of God, but he can actually see the Paramatma present in everyone's heart. And that is the reason why Srila Prabhupada says here, towards the end, he says that such a soul sees the Supreme Lord present in everybody's heart. And this is possible only for devotees, Srila Prabhupada says. That, the fact of not discriminating anyone based on the body. A Vaishnava, even one who is trying to be a Vaishnava, they regard, they can't even kill even an ant. What to give trouble to another, person, living entity? They can't trouble anybody, any living entity for that matter, because they see everyone in connection to Krishna. And this is possible. Srila Prabhupada quotes in the end, he quotes Brahma Samhita. He says, it's because of the eyes of such devotees are anointed with pure love for Krishna. And therefore, they can see everyone equanimously. They see everyone as equal. Srila Prabhupada quotes this beautiful verse. Premanjana Shurita Bhakti Vilochanena Shanta Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaramachintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That because a pure devotee, their eyes are anointed with a salve of love for Krishna. They can see Krishna Shama Sundara in everybody's heart. And that is possible only when one is a devotee, Srila Prabhupada says. And only in this way, they can see the Supreme Lord not just present in everyone's heart, but they actually can see the Supreme Lord face to face. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. And this is not possible by imagination, nor by any kind of meditation, but it is only possible by devotional service through the path that is chalked down by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu of chanting the holy names of Krishna. So we'll read the last verse for today, verse 12, please.
Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji, you can read the shloka. Sharmila Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Archana
Krishna.
Mataji.
Pranam Sutaji.
Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna. Tamevam Shena Sampannam Brahmanyam Denavatsalam Goptaram Dharma Setunam Venire Vidaram Praja. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Dhruva Maharaja was endowed with all godly qualities. He was very respectful to the devotees of the Supreme Lord and very kind to the poor and innocent, and he protected religious principles. With all these qualifications, he was considered to be the direct father of all the citizens. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, this last verse that we are reading for today, Srila Prabhupada starts the purport with a very significant statement. He says that the personal qualities of Dhruva Maharaj have been very beautifully exemplified here. That what are the qualities of being an exemplary king, a saintly king? You know, Dhruva Maharaj was actually very favorable to the Brahmanas. You know, there's this very significant word in this connection is Brahmanyam, which means he is very devoted to the Brahmanas because, you know, Krishna, he is known as the protector of the cows and the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are very dear to Krishna. So Dhruva Maharaj is very devoted to the Brahmanas who are engaged in the study of the Vedas and thereby know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. So they're always busy in propagating Krishna consciousness. Now, Srila Prabhupada is here directly drawing a line that it's not about the caste brahmanas that Srila Prabhupada is talking about over here. Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. That one who knows that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna, that person is a Brahmana. And not only that he knows who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but who teaches others by propagating Krishna consciousness, that person is a Brahmana. So Srila Prabhupada would very lovingly say that this Krishna conscious movement is actually in the process of making first-class Brahmanas, Srila Prabhupada said. So that is the vision of Srila Prabhupada. That is the motivation, the goal of the Hare Krishna movement as established by Srila Prabhupada, to propagate Krishna consciousness. And anyone who is doing that is actually following in the footsteps of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So at this point, I would request that if I may be allowed to share the screen, if you can stop this screen sharing. Thank you. Okay. Just a second. Okay. All right. So I was thinking that, since we're talking about Dhruva Maharaj here, it would be a nice, um, nice way to share and relive the life of Sri Dhruva Maharaj. We all know that King Uttanapad, he had two queens, Suniti and Suruchi. Suniti being the elder one, and Suruchi being the younger one. And both of them had a son each. Suniti's son was Dhruva, and Suruchi's son was Uttama. So one day, both the brothers, Uttama and Dhruva, they were playing, with their father in the courtroom. And Uttama, who was the younger brother of Dhruva, he was sitting on the lap of his father. And Dhruva Maharaj, he was just a 5-year-old boy, and he was also wanting to sit on the lap of his father. But then his mother, Shuruchi, stepmother, Suruchi, he told Dhruva Maharaj, she came and told Dhruva Maharaj that, my dear child, if you want to sit on the lap of your father, you actually do not deserve to sit on the lap of your father. But yes, you may be the son of the king, but because you did not take your birth from my womb, you are not qualified to sit on your father's lap. So Dhruva Maharaj, hearing these very, cruel, unkind words, envious words from his, stepmother, he was very afflicted. And, Maharaj Uttanapad could not say anything. He never spoke a word in retaliation or stopping his wife. So Dhruva Maharaj, it is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam how just like a snake which is beaten by stick, how angry and ferociously angry they become. Like that, Dhruva Maharaj was just hissing in anger, and he came to his mother. And his mother, Mother Suniti, she was a very pious lady. And she said, Dhruva Maharaj narrated what happened. Actually, he was so angry, he could not even speak. And there was one old servant who was there who witnessed the entire thing. He came and narrated to Suniti what happened. And Suniti said, my dear son, I can't help you. Because Dhruva was saying, tell me, how can I get a place, a position which is going to be higher than my father? I want to, really show to my mother that, this is not how she can treat me. So then Mother Suniti said, well, what your stepmother has said is correct, because I don't have any way to, do anything. It is only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, who can help you, my dear son. So Dhruva said, oh, where is he? Where is Lord Vishnu? So then Suniti said, he's in the forest. You go to the forest, you do tapasya, and you'll be able to see Lord Vishnu. So 5-year-old Dhruva, he left his palace. All the comforts and the Aishwarya of his palace, he left. And he arrived in Mathura, it is mentioned. He came to the city of Mathura. And when he came to the city of Mathura, he came to this one particular place on the banks of the Yamuna, which today is called as Dhruvatila. And that's where he met Sri Narad Muni. And Narad Muni at once, in the beginning, he was persuading Dhruva Maharaj in order to test him. Is he really serious? 5-year-old boy, what are you going to do? It's okay. Your mother said this. It's okay. Don't take it seriously. Narad Muni tried to test him, test his resolution. But Dhruva Maharaj was so determined. Imagine a 5-year-old boy, it's the time for them to just play around, not take anything seriously. But little Dhruva, he was so determined. He said, Narad Muni, if you want to help me, you help me. Otherwise, you go your way, I go my way. Like that. He was so determined. So then Narad Muni, understanding, this is where actually on the banks of the Jamuna, this is the actual picture of the place of Dhruva Ghat, near Dhruva Ghat at Jamuna in Mathura is where Narad Muni met Dhruva Maharaj and instructed him. And Dhruva Maharaj, was instructed by Narad Muni that Dhruva Maharaj, after saying that you just go to Vrindavan, and he said that you just go there and go to this one particular forest which is called as Madhuvan. And Narad Muni gave him an 18 letters mantra, which is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Narad Muni said, you go to Vrindavan, this specific place called Madhuvan, and meditate on Sri Krishna, meditate on the Supreme Lord Vishnu. And this Madhuvan is very, very special, Narad Muni explained, that it has the lotus footprints of Sri Krishna, and therefore it's very, very auspicious. Dhruva, you go there. So, let us try to, one of the most important things of the reasons why these beautiful pastimes are mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Parikshit Maharaj, remember, he's listening at the fag end of his life. He just has 7 days to live. And Shukadev Goswami is narrating this wonderful pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, so that Parikshit Maharaj can put himself in the shoes of Dhruva Maharaj to understand what emotions that 5-year-old child may be going through. What was his mindset when he was just walking all by himself? He was going towards Vrindavan. So this is called a process of anusmarana, which is mentioned by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. So he says that anusmarana is so special that when we are, reading from the scriptures a particular pastime, if we can enter into those pastimes and feel the emotions that these wonderful personalities, great personalities are feeling, then we will be able to actually live the Srimad Bhagavatam. We will be able to literally feel, yes, I am really living in the pastime. Then that is what is called Jivan Mukta. Srila Prabhupada explains a state of Jivan Mukta, which means he gives the analogy of a coconut which is dry from the inside. And if you shake the coconut like this, you'll hear gada 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 sound. There'll be no more water in it. Because although the coconut on the top would be looking like as if there's nothing has come out, but still the flesh of the coconut has separated from the shell. It's still inside. So similarly, the living entities, the liberated living entities who can immerse themselves into the leelas, the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, they can actually be in this world, but they do not belong to this world. They are not of this world. They can live in the spiritual world in their consciousness. So today, let us try to walk with little Dhruva, with that anusmarana, with that mood, that what would Dhruva Maharaj be feeling? Let us walk alongside Dhruva Maharaj, who is heading towards Madhuvan with great determination. And, he's amalgamated all the instructions that Narad Muni has given to him. And, we will witness the austerities that this 5-year-old boy performed and how the Supreme Lord was forced to appear and fulfilled all his desires in just 6 months. This is very few of the tapasyas that was rewarded so early by the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, yogis and rishis, they meditate for thousands upon years, that but they don't get darshan of the Lord. But here in just 6 months, Dhruva Maharaj was able to get the fulfillment of his tapasya. So this is the walk from Mathura to Madhuban. So when we enter into the forest of Madhuban, when we were doing the Brajamandal Parikrama, there's one thing that Srila Radharaman Maharaj, he mentioned to us. He showed us these trees. And if you notice these trees, that they all are actually, their branches are not, generally we see trees, they're like standing up, right? Their branches are going towards the sky. But here in the forest of Madhuvan, we see that the branches are actually coming down. They go down. So Srila Radharaman Maharaj explained to us that the reason why the trees here are going downwards towards the earth is because they are as if bowing down to this great soul, Dhruva Maharaj. In respect to Dhruva Maharaj, they are all offering their obeisances to Srila Dhruva Maharaj at the lotus feet of Dhruva Maharaj. So we offer our obeisances to these trees, just to be able to witness these trees. They are the ones who saw the journey of Dhruva Maharaj into this forest. And Dhruva Maharaj, when he arrived at Madhuvan, it is said that Dhruva Maharaj actually first took his bath in the Jamuna, and then he observed fasting in the night. And with great care and attention, he started meditating on all the instructions that Narad Muni had given to him. And he engaged himself in the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by chanting the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Narad Muni, he had instructed Dhruva to bathe in the Jamuna, to meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And after giving this mantra of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narad Muni then also gave a very, very vivid description to Dhruva Maharaj about, the beauty of the Lord, about the form of the Lord, about each and every limb of the personality of Godhead, so that it would be easy for Dhruva Maharaj to meditate on the Supreme Lord. So Narad Muni told Dhruva Maharaj that the Supreme Lord's face is extremely beautiful. It's perpetually very beautiful and extremely pleasing in attitude. To the devotees who see him, the Lord never appears to be displeased. He is always prepared to award benedictions to them. This is how sweet Krishna is, the Supreme Lord is. Then Narad Muni described that the eyes of the Supreme Lord are very nicely decorated. They're as deep as the ocean. And he has extremely beautifully decorated eyebrows. Narad Muni said that his raised nose and his broad forehead with bright shining tilaka, they're all very, very beautiful. Narad Muni went on to explain that the Lord's form is always very youthful, that the Lord is youthful. Every limb and every part of his body is perfectly formed in the perfect ratio. They're free from any kind of defect. His lotus eyes and lotus lips are pinkish, like the rising sun. And Narad Muni said that the Supreme Lord is always prepared to give shelter to the surrendered souls. And anyone so fortunate as to look upon him feels extreme satisfaction, completely satisfied. The Supreme Lord is always worthy to be the master of the surrendered soul. It is further described that the Supreme Lord holds the mark of Srivatsa, or the sitting place of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. The bodily hue of the Supreme Lord is blue. It's deep bluish. Neeli Megha Shyama. The Supreme Lord, Narad Muni said, he's a person, Dhruva. He's not any light. He's not anything else. He is a person. And he wears a garland of fresh forest flowers. And he is eternally manifest with 4 hands, which holds a conch shell, a chakra, a gada, and Padma. The entire body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is always decorated. He wears a valuable jeweled helmet, necklaces, and bracelets. His neck is adorned with the Kaustubha Mani, and he is dressed in yellow silk garments. The Lord is decorated with small golden bells around his waist, and the tender, delicate lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are always decorated with golden ankle bells. All of the bodily features of the Supreme Lord are very attractive and pleasing to the eyes. He's always very peaceful, calm, and very pleasing to the mind. Real yogis meditate upon the transcendental form of the Lord as he stands on the wall of the lotus of their hearts. Like the jewel nails of the lotus feet of the Lord are also always glittering. The Supreme Lord is always smiling. And the devotee should constantly see the Lord in this form, as he looks very mercifully upon his loving devotees. One who meditates, Narad Muni says to Dhruva, that my dear Dhruva, one who meditates in this way, concentrating their mind always upon the auspicious form of the Lord, very soon they become freed from material contamination, and they don't come down from meditation upon the Supreme Lord. So just remembering this description that Narad Muni, the spiritual master of Dhruva, gave to Dhruva. Dhruva Maharaj constantly was meditating on this transcendental divine form of the Lord, and he performed severe austerities. It is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam that for the first month, Dhruva Maharaj ate only fruits and berries, that too not every day. On only every 3rd day, he ate some berries and fruits. And he continued to meditate and chant the holy names of the Supreme Lord. In the 2nd month, Dhruva Maharaj ate only every 6 days, and it was only dry grass and leaves that he would eat. And this way he continued his worship. In the 3rd month, he drank water only every 9 days. Thus he remained completely in trance and worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the 4th month, Dhruva Maharaj became a complete master of the breathing exercise, and thus he inhaled air only every 12th day. Imagine breathing only once every 12th day. That was the level of his tapasya. And in this way, he became completely fixed in his position in worshipping the Supreme Lord. And in the 5th month, Dhruva Maharaj had completely controlled his breathing so perfectly that he was able to stand only on one leg. And just as a column stands, as a pillar would stand, he would not move. He just concentrated and meditated his mind on the personality of Godhead and chanted in his mind the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That was what he was doing for the last month. He had completely controlled his senses. Imagine this little 5-year-old boy. For us, if we have to do Janmashtami Vrata, that is something that is very, very austere, because we do Nirjala Vrata till 12 o'clock. And then the next day again till 12 noon is fasting for Srila Prabhupada. So it is austere because, Janmashtami is special. Then, of course, the Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi, just one day. Then the next day when we are eating, it's like, we become, as if we've not eaten for 10 yugas, we eat like that. But look at Dhruva Maharaj. The kind of austerities he's doing, he's not even breathing. What to think of eating and sleeping or, drinking anything? He was not even breathing. With one pointed attention, Dhruva Maharaj was just meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because of the tapa, the Agni that was, manifesting, Dhruva Maharaj's body was, emanating so much of tapa, so much of, energy he was emanating. The three worlds began to tremble, and all the devatas, they became very, very scared. They said, please, please, my dear Lord Vishnu. They all ran to Lord Vishnu. And then, they begged the Supreme Lord for mercy, and the Supreme Lord, then he said, yes, yes, it is actually my dear devotee Dhruva who is, meditating like this. So don't worry, I'll take care. So then, flying on the back of Garuda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead came and manifested in front of Dhruva Maharaj. And when Dhruva Maharaj saw Lord Vishnu face to face, in the beginning, Dhruva Maharaj was not even able to say anything, not speak anything, not able to even, he was just stunned looking at the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dhruva Maharaj was just stunned. And then he just fell like a stick in front of the Supreme Lord. And Lord Vishnu literally had to drag him up. He literally, dragged him up like this. And then he put his conch shell on the head of Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva Maharaj then, he started speaking and glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And at that moment, the purpose for which Dhruva Maharaj had started all this austerity was that he wanted a position that was higher than his father's, because he wanted, it was like a revengeful attitude for the harsh words that his mother had told him, his stepmother had spoken. So it was a revengeful act, but, akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradhi, that whether we are akama, we have sarva kama, we have moksha kama, whatever we may have, if we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, Krishna takes care of everything. This is, Dhruva Maharaj is a classic case of that. He had sarva kama, he wanted to be, the highest position that anyone could ever get. That's what he wanted. And when the Supreme Lord finally appeared in front of him, Dhruva Maharaj was not able to say anything to the Lord. Lord Vishnu said, my dear Dhruva, yes, I am here to give you what you asked for. And Dhruva Maharaj was just saying, I am just completely satisfied, my Lord. I am satisfied. But the Supreme Lord, he said, I will give you what you asked for. You asked for a position which is higher than your father's. I will give you a position which is a specific planet I am giving to you, which is higher and the topmost planet in this material world. It is the North Star, and it will be called as Dhruvatara, Dhruva Nakshatra, the Dhruva Loka. That is what it will be. That will be your planet. So, Lord Vishnu saying this, and he said that I bless you, you will rule this kingdom of your fathers for a long time. Then once you give up your body, then you will go to Dhruvaloka, which is, for all practical purposes, it's like the spiritual world actually, because the Supreme Lord is residing there along with Dhruva Maharaj. So, but however, it is explained that when, after meeting the Supreme Lord, after getting his wish fulfilled, when Dhruva Maharaj, when he was returning back from the forest of Madhuvan, when he was coming back to his father's kingdom, Dhruva Maharaj was not feeling satisfied in his heart. He was feeling very disturbed. He was feeling very, very, not nice at all. He was not feeling satisfaction. And this reason is explained by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Leela in chapter 22 in text 42. Mahaprabhu says, Sthanabhilashi tapasi sthitoham tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam kacham vichanvan api devyaratnam swamin kritarthosmi varam nayache. The mood of little Dhruva is explained by Gauranga Mahaprabhu that when, the meaning of this verse is, when Dhruva was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at that time, Dhruva Maharaj's mood was that, oh my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent materialistic position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerities. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult even for the devatas to get. Saintly persons and kings, they aspire for you. And I got it so easily. But now I feel that I was actually searching after a piece of glass. But instead, I have found a most valuable jewel in the form of yourself. Therefore, I am so satisfied and I do not want any benediction from you. So, this is the mood of Dhruva Maharaj, that he didn't really want anything. But still, Krishna fulfilled whatever he wanted. So, this is the glorious, quality of Dhruva Maharaj. This is the glorious characteristics of Dhruva Maharaj. And then, as the Supreme Lord had said, that he would rule for thousands upon years. And Dhruva Maharaj was victorious even in his battle towards the Yakshas. And then, of course, we know how his grandfather, Swayambhuva Manu, and Kuvera had to come down and tell that, okay, don't worry, it was, not the fault of the Yakshas. Please don't take your revenge out on them. That even though Dhruva Maharaj, he had seen the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but when, his brother was attacked, he thought that he can, he will show his anger and he will, take revenge again. That is how powerful this material world can be. That is one thing Srila Prabhupada says in those purports, where Dhruva Maharaj is fighting with the Yakshas and that he had to be pacified. And, and then immediately as soon as he was pacified, Srila Prabhupada says that because he was such a wonderful devotee, he immediately remembered, yes, this is not the purpose for me. My purpose is to, serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the glory of a devotee like Dhruva Maharaj. But at the same time, it also shows that even though we may have had direct audience with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the material world is so powerful that one wave can just take us and just, take us into the whirlpool of material. It can drown us. So we have to be so careful always. And that is one major lesson that we learn from the life of Srila Dhruva Maharaj. And, this is Dhruva Tila in Madhuvan, where Dhruva Maharaj performed his tapasya. In fact, these the deities there. We can see Narad Muni, we see little Dhruva, and then the four-handed form of Lord Vishnu that is present here in Madhuban. And then this is the Tapobhumi of Dhruva Maharaj, just below this, Dhruvatila. It's on a little hillock, the temple. And then when we come down the stairs, we see this is the area Radharaman Maharaj showed us, that this is the area where Dhruva Maharaj performed his tapasya. That time the Jamuna used to flow very close to here, but now she has drifted away. But this is where Dhruva Maharaj performed. This is the Tapobhumi. And there is something special about this place. When we go and just stand there, every one of us, there were like, thousands of devotees who were there in this parikrama. But each of us felt chills, goosebumps, that, because this place has something special. Not just the trees, the birds here, there are squirrels here, there are peacocks here. Everyone is of a different stature. That as if till today, Dhruva Maharaj himself is performing tapasya here. The presence of Dhruva Maharaj is very, very strongly felt here in this forest of Madhuban. So here we see my Prabhu, in Madhuvan. Actually, this is, all the Brajbasi kids, they would all surround Prabhu and he would distribute chocolates to them, little candy, sugar candy. So this is the glorious forest of Madhuvan and Srila Dhruva Maharaj. It is said that anyone who hears the narration of Dhruva Maharaj and who repeatedly tries with faith and devotion to understand the pure character of Dhruva Maharaj attains the pure devotional platform and executes pure devotional service. By such activities, one can diminish the threefold miserable conditions of material life. And in conclusion, Parikshit Maharaj is told by Shukadev Goswami, he says that anyone who hears the narration of Dhruva Maharaj, of Dhruva Charitra, acquires exalted devotional qualities like Dhruva Maharaj. Jai Shri Dhruva Maharaj ki jai. So we'll conclude with this section that these are the deities of Tota Gopinath and Sri Radhika and Lalita in Jagannath Puri. There's a very specific reason why we are showing this picture here, because Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he was spending, his 18 years in Jagannath Puri after his sannyas, it is mentioned that every day Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu would come here to Tota Gopinath, which was the home of Gadadhar Pandit, and come here, and from Sri Gadadhar Pandit, because Gadadhar was a very beautiful reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Gadadhar would read Srimad Bhagavatam every single day in the morning. And then Mahaprabhu, whenever he would come, Mahaprabhu would insist, Gadadhar would say, "Oh, Mahaprabhu, what should I read today?" And Mahaprabhu would say, "Dhruva Charitra." Mahaprabhu would love to listen to the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, to the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj also. But Dhruva Charitra is one of the very, very famous, and dear pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, which he would hear very lovingly from Srila Gadadhar Pandit. And, that's why we find this very specific verse also that we recited from the Chaitanya Charitamrita about Dhruva Maharaj's mood. So it is, by the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu that we are able to understand these very confidential moods of these great personalities that Mahaprabhu has revealed to us. So we know that, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is the, books are the basis, Srila Prabhupada said, right? So we know that Bhagavad Gita is school level of spiritual study. Srimad Bhagavatam is university level. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD, postgraduate service, as Srila Prabhupada has described. You know, it is declared that Bhagavad Gita is like a boat that carries us across the material ocean. You know, because chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita in text 14, Krishna says, Daivi hiesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Which means that this divine energy of mine, this material world, is very difficult to overcome. But if you surrender unto me, then you'll be able to easily cross beyond it. So Bhagavad Gita is the boat that carries us across this material ocean. You know, Srimad Bhagavatam is described to be the bridge. You know, here also the verse that we read today in text number 12, there's a word here that we read. It says Dharma Setu. Dharma Setunam, which means, you know, the upholder of religious principles, you know, the Dharma Setunam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is that bridge. You know, it is described in Sri Padma Purana that I bow down to the Supreme Lord, the ocean of mercy, whose complexion is like Tamala Varana. He's like Tamal tree, very, very, you know, deep bluish complexion. I worship him as the bridge for crossing the unfathomable ocean of material existence. And this Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared as that very bridge. The verse is from the Padma Purana. Tamadidevam karunanidhanam tamalavarnam suhitavataram apara samsara samudra setum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. So this is about Srimad Bhagavatam. So what is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? It is said, so Bhagavad Gita was the boat, Srimad Bhagavatam is the bridge that goes across the ocean. And what is Chaitanya Charitamrita? Chaitanya Charitamrita is E bhavo sagaro hobe balu charo nachiya hoi bipar. Which means that by the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, this material ocean will completely dry up and it'll become a desert, which we can dance by chanting the holy names of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. We can just dance across this desert of material existence and go to the spiritual world. So we will not need the boat, we'll not need the bridge, because the ocean would have dried up and we can just dance our way to the Supreme Goloka Vrindavan. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all so much. So we'll end our session here today. If there's any questions, comments, realizations, or reflections, we can take that now. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the wonderful class, Mataji, and also the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you.
Shobha Mataji, you can go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you, Mataji. There are no words for explaining what I heard today, and it was such a blissful session. Mataji, one question I had, like I was going through this verse from Bhagavad Gita 10.11.52, where it is said that in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is covered by his Yog Maya potency. Until he reveals himself, he cannot be seen by anyone. And in the last line, it is still said that it is still more difficult to understand his personal form as Shyam Sundar. So, Mataji, and we are continuously looking like everyone, starting from Dhruv Maharaj to Bhishma Pitama, everyone is like calling Lord Vishnu only. So, is it like Krishna is not revealing his form, and this is the reason, or what is the
Yes,
reason?
yes, you are right. Krishna, Krishna himself, who came in Dwapar Yuga, he does not come in every Dwapar Yuga. Krishna comes only in the 28th cycle of the 7th Manu, in one day of Brahma, So Krishna is very rare. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the existence of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan is not revealed to everybody. The previous yugas, they don't even know about that. The maximum they know is about Vaikuntha and Lord Vishnu. And Krishna is actually more understood by, and we are able to understand Krishna more in detail because when Krishna comes in that 28th cycle of the 7th Manu, that following Kali Yuga, Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu comes. And Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the one who reveals to us the intimate pastimes of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. If Lord Chaitanya and if the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan would not have been there, how would we know? How Vrindavan is today is because of Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, what would we see when Lord Chaitanya went to Vrindavan? Radha Kund, Sham Kund, they were all covered through rice paddy fields. Nothing was revealed. It was Lord Chaitanya and the 6 Goswamis, they revealed Vrindavan like we see today. So it is by their mercy that Goloka Vrindavan is revealed. So Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana. This is something that is so rare that only a person who is coming from there can reveal to everybody. It's not that it is available for all the other ages. We are very, very fortunate that in this Kali Yuga we are here, where just 500 years ago Lord Chaitanya has come, and he brought with him this, treasure house of love of God that we are so easily able to talk about, the pastimes of Krishna, about Goloka Vrindavan, the existence of which is not known in the other ages. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra that we are reciting today, it is said in the Shastra, in fact, in the Padma Purana, it is mentioned that this Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Satya Yuga, in Treta Yuga, in Dwapara Yuga, it was such a rare mantra that it was not allowed to be spoken loud. Only very select brahmanas who would, just like how we chant Gayatri in secret nowadays. We chant Gayatri, we are not allowed to speak it out loud. So this was the way that Hare Krishna Mahamantra was chanted in the previous ages, only by select people, and that too when they were, immersed in the Ganga, and, they would just secretly say this mantra. It was a secret mantra. And this mantra was made public by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu.
Very cool, Mataji. Thank you so much, because the more we hear about the 6 Goswamis and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the more we feel so attracted and so much obliged, so that Krishna has come in this form and made us so fortunate. Otherwise, we are so fallen souls that we are continuously traveling from so much time, and still we are here only. Thank you so much, Mataji, for this explanation. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vasudha Mataji, can I ask you a question, Mataji? Rupamai Mataji, you can ask Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Excellent session, Mataji. Very nice, Mataji, with all the pictures, everything. And it was very nice, and to hear this Durva Maharaj story in Mataji. This Mataji, nothing I want to ask. He went to the forest and he himself deleted this water and all. No, anyone instructed Narada Muni instructed him to do like that, or he himself did like that, Mataji. He stopped taking food. He stopped taking water and all, Mataji. So small kid, and he was so this thing, Mataji. Very nice. Very, very wonderful, Mataji. How can we have to be learning like that? For fasting also, we are taking this we can eat or that we can eat. We are asking. But small boy, how he has the determination, no? That spirit is coming for us, Mataji.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Yes.
Another thing, Mataji, I'm in Tamil Nadu South. Here, some people they chant Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and then Hare Krishna. But
Yeah.
in our ISKCON,
Mm.
I'm an ISKCON follower, and I'm initiated, and now here I'm initiated with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Mataji, some they're telling that, but I'm following this. But what is the right this thing, Mataji? Why they're telling like that? Rama and all. First they're telling Krishna Nam only is first. If we tell also they're thinking bad of us. What to do, Mataji? That proper mantra, that is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That they are not telling. They are telling first Hare Rama, Mataji. That I'm having the doubt, and they should not tell wrong, no? They should tell the correct thing. We should instruct them.
You're very right. Yes, and what austerities Dhruva Maharaj did. I'll just address your first comment. That Dhruva Maharaj was able to do that because he was not from Kali Yuga, of course. He's from the previous ages where he could do what he did, and that's not possible for us to follow. We will not be able to do it at all. It's unrecommended for Kali Yuga. But the mood is that he followed the instructions of his Guru Maharaj, of Srila Narad Muni. And regarding the Hare Krishna mantra, you are right that, the mantra is actually Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And, but however, in the Kali Sankarana Upanishad, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu also found that it is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, iti shodashaka nam kali kalmashanashanam, nata parataropaya sarva vedeshu drishyate. And also it is said that when the Smartha Brahmanas, when Lord Chaitanya, because he would chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra very freely, and Mahaprabhu would chant it, and very, very freely. And he would actually, when he started, he would chant Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. When the Smartha Brahmanas started, criticizing Lord Chaitanya, that this is supposed to be a secret mantra. Why are you giving this out to everybody? Why are you not doing? Why are you, saying this out loud? You're not supposed to do this. So Lord Chaitanya, then he referred to Kali Sankarana Upanishad, and he changed the mantra. He said, it's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because I'm not chanting that mantra which you all are saying is supposed to be secret. This is another mantra. But actually, Lord Chaitanya then revealed to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy, he said to them laughingly that when we are chanting it over and over again, which one comes first, which one comes next, doesn't matter, no?
Yes,
Because it's in a loop anyways. It's in a loop.
Yes.
So
anything can come first.
So that doesn't really matter. But yes, this was mainly, this exact mantra is there in the Kali Sankarana Upanishad. And yes, the Smartha Brahmanas, they do say that it is not supposed to be, because their point is that it's not supposed to be freely chanted, openly chanted. It's a lot of restrictions that this mantra has. And they are right to that. They are correct in what they're saying. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya, he advised that we should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now it's very difficult to convince somebody who does not have faith in Lord Chaitanya, but we can show them the Kali Santarana Upanishad. You know, we can show them that Upanishad and then show them this mantra and then say that this is there in the Puranas. So it's not a concocted mantra.
Wonderful, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for explanation. Thank you. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Vasudha Mataji,
Hare
you can
Krishna,
ask
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Just we are so blessed with your association and Prabhuji's association, Mataji. And today I want to share a little realization of this Dhruva Maharaj story, past times. We hear so many times of this Dhruva Maharaj story in a short way or reading or so many times, Mataji. But today when you were started showing the slide, walk to Mathura to Madhuvan, that itself, I felt that you are holding all our hands and you are making us also to walk by folding your hands, Mataji. Literally, I felt. And number two is when the place where you took us to Dhruva Tila, and when you are telling that special moment, realization, all you were the thousands of devotees, I was getting goosebumps and literally tears has come out unknowingly, Mataji. Today is my realization. Just I wanted to share you and Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Beautiful. No words to tell today's class. I hope all the devotees also would have relished the same bliss also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mataji. Same thing only. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, this is the glory of these great personalities, you know, that and what I shared today is what I have heard from our spiritual masters. You know, it's not anything that's from me, and it is the sincerity of, you know, devotion that all of you have, with the sincerity that you all listen. You know, you're doing Shravanam of the, Katha so sincerely that Krishna is reciprocating, you know, with all of you. So I feel blessed that, I'm able to be of some service to all of you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Mataji, I have a small doubt, Mataji.
Yes.
How can we come out of the dilemma of asking and not asking from the Supreme Lord, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Asking or not asking. See, one thing that you can think about is that, like I was saying, akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo dharati. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham. So whether we have all desires, whether we have no desires, whether we have moksha desire, whatever we may have, you know, if our mood is that Krishna, I know that I need to be free of all desires. You know, my only desire should be that I want to serve for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. That's the only desire that I should have. I know that. But the condition that I am in right now, I may not be at that level. And I have these desires, I have these longings. So help me, Krishna. You know, so as long as, you know, Srila Prabhupada always says that as long as we know what our destination is, what our, you know, what our objective is, what our final objective is, if we know that, then it's perfectly okay for us to submit ourselves to Krishna. And when we ask something from Krishna, as Srila Prabhupada has taught us, we should say, Krishna, if you so desire, I have this desire, but if you so desire that it may help me, please, you know, do whatever you feel is best for me. So like that, if we are submitting ourselves, then we are engaging in tivrena bhakti yogena. So when we are engaging in, in determined, you know, services to Krishna, when we are determined in our devotional service to Krishna, then yajeta purusham param, then Krishna will take care. He will really take care. of all the desires. He will take care. Which need to be done, which no need to be done, which maybe that's not needed, something else is needed. Krishna will take care. Let it, how Prabhupada said, Nachao, nachao, Prabhu, nachao. Nachao Shemate. Make me dance, my Lord. I'm a puppet in your hands. Please make me dance the way you want me to dance. So as long as that is there, we know maybe, these are the things that we must know. We may not be at that level. That's all right. But as long as we know what the objective is, and then we, submit ourselves to Krishna, then Krishna will arrange whatever is best for us. Hope that answers your question.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. But Mataji, in connection to this, Mataji, can I ask Mataji?
Yes.
There are sometimes in the classes I have heard that you should do your bhakti, properly. Then what is, destined to you will certainly come to you. You need not ask or endeavor separately for that. So in that case, and in some classes I have heard, until and unless the baby cries, it is not fed. So the way, until and unless we ask the God, so you will not receive it. So how can I understand, Mataji? Both, like how are we supposed to be?
Like I said,
We ask and submit completely to Krishna, Mataji.
yes, like I said, if we have any desire, we don't say, yes, Krishna, dhanam dehi, rupam dehi, yasham dehi, this dehi, that dehi, give me this, give me this. We don't shamelessly do that. But we tell Krishna that, Krishna, yes, I have this desire, but if you feel that it is okay, then help me. Please do whatever is best for me, if you so desire, Krishna. So we leave the choice to whether this desire of ours is going to be fulfilled or not. We leave that choice to Krishna. Then it's perfectly all right. And as I was saying, the entire thing I was saying is that as long as we know what the final objective is, and if we are working towards that, then it's okay.
Mataji, sometimes the mind and our ego, it's not ego, we will be so stubborn that we should get this. So, just like how Dhruva Maharaj wanted the kingdom. So, sometimes we become so stubborn, like we need to get this in life. And if we surrender to Krishna, that is not good only. But when you narrated the whole story today, and the complete Dhruva Maharaj pastime, we saw that Dhruva Maharaj was protected completely by the Supreme Lord. Like he went with a desire, he did the tapasya and bhakti and everything. So, even to achieve that, but ultimately the Lord gave him the darshan. And that point of time, he became a very pure devotee of the Lord. Nothing he wanted from the Lord. And then again, the Lord blessed with whatever he asked, Mataji. So there was a complete protection of the Lord. Even though the desire was material, he was not completely absorbed by the material energy of the Lord. So
But he
I'm
was.
confused, Mataji.
No, he
Yes,
was.
Mataji.
He was. See, devotional service means that not that, one very beautiful example was given by Srila Radhanath Maharaj. He said that now, here it's very cold. We have minus temperature here. So if I'm wearing a shawl now, and if I'm wearing sweater, muffler, everything, then I go to sleep. Then tomorrow, because I wore the shawl yesterday, it's okay if I don't wear the shawl today, that I will not feel cold. It's not like that, right? So every day I have to wear shawl. I have to keep myself covered so I don't catch the cold, right? So similarly, everyday Krishna consciousness means that it's a moment by moment surrender to Krishna, that we choose to surrender to Krishna. Now, even in the life of Dhruva Maharaj, when he saw the Supreme Lord face to face, at that moment, he had this realization that I was looking for broken pieces of glass, but I got a rare jewel, I got the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But later on in his life, he had this in the back of his mind always, that yes, the Supreme Lord has blessed me. But then he became king, and then he fought with the yakshas. He was so angry. He got affected by the material, world. He got affected by the material modes. That he, although he had darshan of the Supreme Lord, he was swaying away. He was, he got sworn away. So, but then when the yakshas, the king of the yakshas, Kuvera, and when his own grandfather Swayambhuva Manu came and reminded him, my dear Dhruva, don't do what you're doing. Don't be driven by so much of revenge. It's okay. Let go. Then he was immediately able to do that. But he did act on being influenced by the material, world. Because that's the nature of this world. So, yes, he did have his desires fulfilled, but that does not mean that, yes, he got the mercy and then he was, always at the high point of devotional service throughout his life. No, he was not. Because devotional life means that we have to choose every moment, every day we have to choose, not just every day, every moment we have to choose to surrender to Krishna. Not that, okay, in the morning, okay, from 4 o'clock to, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning, I finished my 16 rounds, my beat back then goes somewhere, I go somewhere, done. Then the entire day we are with Maya. Then what kind of devotional life are we doing? Our connection to the spiritual world right now is not just our beads or those 2 hours of japa that we are doing. It is a moment by moment that we need to surrender to Krishna. We have to choose to surrender to Krishna. So we may be blessed. Yes, when we are chanting, we do get our strength, but we have to keep utilizing that strength to make the right choice. Make the right choice. We have to do that, to choose Krishna at every moment of our lives.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Wonderfully explained, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful.
Any other questions?
No, Mataji, there are no questions, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the
Alright.
wonderful questions and answers. Hare Krishna. Shall we end the session with the prayers, Mataji?
Yes, please. Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च
Hare
कृपा
Krishna.
सिन्धुभ्य एव च
Sindhubhya
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
Patitanam
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Pavanebhyo
नमो नमः
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
अनन्तकोटि
Namo
वैष्णववृन्द की जय
Koti
श्रील
Jai
प्रभुपाद की जय
Prabhupada
संतरा
Ji
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय
Jai
ऑल ग्लोरीज टू कला सुधा माता जी हरे कृष्ण
Hare
धन्यवाद
Krishna
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
वृंद
jai.
की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द डिवोटीज थैंक यू सो मच
Thank you Mataji Hare Krishna
shall I end the session Mataji your
Yes,
permission
thank
thank
you.
you so much
Hare Krishna.